Hi all, it's Kylie from Kylie's Cardcraft. Thanks for joining me again today. Scraps, we've all got them. As much as we'd like to say we haven't. Today what I want to do is create tags from our scraps. Literally, just our scraps. No tag dies, no pre-cut tags, no anything. I just want to clean up my desk. Now, normally I will, at the end of a project, I will clean up and I tend to put smaller bits in these until I can then clean them up again. I know, double handling. But I've got a few of these sitting around that I haven't had a chance to clean up with, so I want to use those. I've got other bits where I've used strips of book paper, just your edges on some old sheets. My plain coloured cardstock and my scraps of manila folders, I put in these little snap block bags and I tend to use those. And I've also got a pile of the bits that were sitting on my desk. These were just sitting on my desk. That's why we decided to do this. So I want to get through some of this. So we'll just pull out one of these. The whole point of this is, yes, I know you're not going to have exactly the same scraps as I have. Well, you might. Lucky you. But we're just going to make tags from them. You'll have other bits and pieces. These will give you ideas. I find with most of my tags, a 2-inch by whatever that is. I don't know. What's that? 2 by 4. That's 4 1/4. 2 by 4 I find tend to work in a lot of my pockets as when I've got layered pockets. So I quite often do 2 by 4 ones. I will occasionally do 2 1/2, which is there. Okay, so this piece all up, let's have a look at you, is 5 1/2. So 2 3/4 would make 2 of them, but that's just way too big for me. So let's go 2 1/4. We'll go halfway. All right, there's a basic tag shape. You don't have to worry about sizes. Now, what I will do from these, if I'm not pulling out my die cutting machine and cutting tag shapes, because there's lots and lots of different tag shapes, and don't get me wrong, I love my tag shapes. So like, there's some beautiful tag shapes, and these are just one of the packets. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different packets of these sorts of ones. A couple of Uniquely Creative, a couple of Tim Holtz, a couple of no-name brands, all sitting up there just above me, up there, that I can just grab and use my die cutting machine. But quite often I'm lazy, I don't want to. So this is an old store card, and I've cut 2 edges on it, different sized edges, to give me, depending on the size of the tag. So let's say I was doing that one. I would use the larger size and then flip it over and use that, which would give me that sort of thing. With a smaller one, I will use my smaller edge. So I'll just sit it there. Okay. Trim that, turn it over so that it's face down, so that you get the same size, and that way one store card will give you 2 different tag sizes. And trim that one. And then you've got your basic tag. Okay, you can put your holes in them, you can leave them, you can staple things and all the rest. But I'll give you a couple of different versions of cutting tags anyway. I'll move those and I'll move my bin closer. Right, so let's look at our scraps. And we've got scraps. I also, my main scrap basket, which is getting very large, and you've seen me bring it out before, is that. Can you see that? I have a beautiful little cane basket that sits on my desk, and everything gets thrown onto that. Every now and again, I go through it and pull out the long strips, like these, which I will do normal tags with. You've seen me do other tags with those where I've just placed them on, stuck them all down, stamped on them. I will, if I remember, put the link to that one on here as well. But for now, I want to get through some of this pattern paper. So I'm just going to pull some of these out. And I've still got all my other there as backing. So like these were from journals that I did the other month. still sitting in there. That's something I've pulled out and then put back in. These are from a collaged sheet. And with these, I've got little bits of digitals. That would be some book page. That's been one I've started and not gone any further with. Paper. These are the sorts of things I want to get through today. That was the rest of the range from that. Yep, so that's what this container is from. It's from doing those slimline journals the other month. Those ones I'm actually going to keep as is and cut those into tags as is. And we might just do 1 or 2 of those. So to start with, I'm just going to find something and give myself some colours like that. And it can be just stuck down because then I can trim back around it. So I'm just going to look at some of these scraps. Oh, see, I've even got some tissue paper there. So all I'm doing at the moment is just looking at what I've got and placing it on, just to give me a background. What have I got, about that much? So I'm just going to chop that bit off there. I'm going to sit this bit down there. Yes, see, that'll fit nicely. Oh no, it's not straight. That'll fit up there. That'll fit there. So I'm just going to straighten this bit. And I have been known to keep these little pieces as well. Let's go that way so I can straighten that. Right. That should fit. That should fit. Right. So let me get my glue sheet. Now it's quite warm here again today. We'll see how much fun we're going to have with our glue. I want bottom one on first. And I like my slightly creamy colours and all the rest because they go straight with my journals for my tag bases, and I don't have to colour the back for when I'm doing journaling on the back. I'm just going to give that a quick push along there. Now this one was that way. I don't think it was, but it is now because my butterflies are then going that way, aren't they? I reckon I had it that way. I'm going to go that way now. Like so. So I'm just going to go a little bit over that edge. Make sure I'm not going straight back onto that glued area. And we're going to work our way through. So a little bit over where I've got that, as in that book page. Well, it looks like book page, but it's actually paper that was pre-printed. I want that just on there like that so that it's just on. Make sure I cover that. Now I'm going to just trim around this. I'm going to use my big scissors actually. So much easier. It's not stuck down. There we go. Now the whole point is to clear your desk, just so that you end up with a cleanish desk every now and again, and it's not getting overwhelming for you, because when you end up with too much sitting there, oh, I know for me it does, it gets overwhelming. You don't know where to start. It all just becomes too much, so you won't clean it all, which means you usually won't go to your desk, which means you lose that joy in crafting because you won't go and do it. So if you clean your desk regularly, tidy up your desk regularly, and I know I'm a bad one to talk. So now I like that down there. So I'm just going to put a strip of glue down there. But I know myself, if the mess is too much, what will happen is I will come in to clean. I won't get any work done. I'll just be cleaning, and I'll find something else to play with, not get it clean, and the problem is still there the next day. So that's just a piece of tissue of serviette or napkin that I had sitting around where I've taken the top layers off. I'm just going to trim them as I go so that I can still see my finished size. Put them in my bin. I actually like that roughed edge there. So I'm going to leave that on there for now because I'm hoping if I just gently go around there, all I'm doing is defining that edge. And I'm hoping that, like that. So it's still kind of rough and ready on the edges, which will match in with that. Yeah, like that. Right. So now I want a focal point on this tag instead of it. At the moment, it's a basic tag that you can sit aside ready to pull out to put anything on when you're working in your journal. But for this one, I want finished tags. I want them finished. I want them sitting there ready to pull out and just tuck in a journal. Just, excuse me, I'm just going to have a quick mouthful of my coffee, which is getting cold because I bought it on the way home from work and then thought, might do a video. I know, let's clean the desk. So let's just have a look at what we've got in here. So I like that, but it's this bit of this would work, which means I could put a pocket on there. Or let's have a look at some of these other bits. Where are they? Let's have a look at this one and we'll see how we go. All right, so you can see that there's all sorts of bits and pieces in here, and because it's a big envelope, I tend to just keep chucking more and more and more. And I've got things from all sorts of journals that I just haven't cleaned. Like, come on, Kylie. Really? Oh. See, it's in my scraps. It hasn't been put back, which means, yeah, see, these are from where I've gone to crop days, is what this is. And I've just taken piles of stuff which have been sitting there forever. So let's have a look. See, I like all my script. What else have I got there? That one. What I'm looking for. Let's go back and have a look at the colours on this. Let's very quickly just cut this butterfly out. I might go that one because I can't find what I've now done with the others. Doesn't have to be perfect. Don't stress about your cutting out. And that's what your inking is for, which will cover all those wobbly bits that you may miss. And I'm not going to worry for this one about his antenna. I can always draw those in later on. I don't want to ruin the top bit because I'm thinking I might like that wording up the top as well. So I'm just literally going to chop him out. He can be larger. If you want him to really sit out, sit him on some acetate. That way it'll give some strength to his wings and he can sit proud of your tag and actually sit out. And if I'd thought about that in the first place, I would have had acetate sitting on my desk as well. But that is actually packed away, and it's that way over there in the drawer that it belongs, would you believe? So, and as I'm hooked up to a microphone, there will be no getting of the acetate. Fairly certain I don't have any here because I cleaned it all up. I am just having a quick look across the desk. Nope, nope, no acetate. All right, so, there's that one. So because he's a little bit proud, I'm going to have to sit him on an angle like so. What I want to do is take that white edge just off the edges, off there, so that core colour, and right into that, which also then covers up my wonky cutting if I've gone a little bit over or under the actual area. Okay, so that's on there. That one's going to sit on there like that. I'm not going to stick him down just yet. And I'm going to draw his antenna on there. I'm thinking I want a word. That one is now a scrap. That bit I like, and that'll now become another piece of scrap. See, now I've got... See, these are bits where I've been trying out stamps. So this one I'm actually going to cut out, but give it that little edge, like when you purchase pre-cut die cuts in packs, ephemera packs, and they're cut out so that they have that edge on them. So I'm going to do that so that it looks like one of those. And then I'll ink my edges, which shortens that area up. And again, if it's wonky, you won't see that your circle is now wonky because the ink will go in and out as well. So we've got that, we've got that. I'm going to tear that bit off, put that bit in the bin straight away, and now I'm down to 2 of those. Oh, look, I've been cutting tags. Strange that. Oh, look what I've been cutting it on. It's a pianola roll there. Look. Now, that actually feels real. Real. You know what I mean. It's not a digital. It's an actual real one. So I'm thinking I want that up in there. I like that, which gives it a little bit of oomph going on. So we've got all those bits and pieces. I still haven't come across a word, have I? I've got simple over there in that word, but not those. Another quick mouthful of my coffee. So, I just want to highlight that up there. I've already inked my edges, so that one needs to be done. Whether it needs to be a little bit smaller or not. I want to see my letters up there like that. No, that's a good size. That's a good size. I'm thinking I might just glue or staple something up there. I need scraps for that. So I'm going to move these ones aside now that I know I've got all those. All these little bits, because that's what I'm using. And I'm going to start sticking all these bits down. And I can just use my glue stick for these ones because they're all just paperweight. So this one's going to be first. And I know that my white liquid glue is going to go everywhere today. So I want that one under there. But matching up with the edge of my tag, because it's my glue stick, I've got time to maneuver it. I've got that one. So in with this one. And I want that one on an angle. But again, tucked in under there. Like so. They'll never go back down the exact same way that you had them in the first place. So don't try to. It doesn't matter how many times you can take a photo. It's not going to happen. Paper has a way of working itself out, and just go with it. Right. Yep, I had a sticky bit there. Alright, so this really needed to be on an angle because I want it to fit in there. So it was back down there. Look at that. Just very carefully going to push that one down. I want to draw. I don't want grey, I want black. There we go. A little fine black. That one needs to be longer. It's because it's gone over the... over the napkin. Right, I need something on the top. Now, you know me. I like lace, I like ribbons, I like all the rest. So, but this is a scrap challenge, isn't it? So, I can only use my scraps. So, I've got my fabric scrap drawer just here. And beside it, I have my lace scrap. And that's what I think I'm wanting to use. So, these are all bits of lace. Just little bits from, and I mean little bits, up to longer bits that now won't fit on my spools. So I want something fairly tiny, but in, let's have a look and see what I've got. What's down there? Oh, that's my cheesecloth. It's not meant to be in there. Mind you, I do like little thin bits of cheesecloth sitting there because I think they look great. I like that. I do like that. So let's go off the lace. We'll put that one back in. All right. Now, I can put just a hole in that, or I can put, let's get out some tools. We are memory keepers, and it's the Euro punch, I think it's called, Euro tag. And what it gives is that. Now, it is a little bit large. Let's have a look and see for this one. It's too large. Too large, she cried. So, let's have a look. I've got another punch here that, I think it's a duck. Right. And what this one is, let me find a scrap. Alright, here's a scrap. I'll show you what this one does. Does that. So they do look really nice over that. The only problem I find with it is that you've got to go that way in. So let's just have a look. If I line that up with that. I don't know if we're centered. Fairly centered. So, what I want to do with that one is through that and through that. And this is where it gets hard with these. So through that one, and then through my top one. Yes, I know, if I pulled my tweezers out, it'd be so much easier. And then like that. And then I can splay this out. But what I like to do with it is just so that I can see that, and I will put a little bit of glue. At the back, I've got that. And at the front, I've got that. So we'll put a little bit of glue on this. A little bit across there. Give that a push, just on a slight angle. And then we're going to go over that again. And over that one. And this one's going to go up like so. Put the lid back on that before the glue goes everywhere, Kylie. Alright, now we'll just rough this guy up a little bit. Pull out some threads. Like that. Now, if I want, I moved my bin, didn't I? This is where I like to pop something on there. So let's have a think. If you've got gems, those sorts of things, they look really nice on there. What have I got that's floating around that could be a scrap? I've got beads, I've got charms. Charms look really nice through that one as well, but they're technically not scrap, are they? We'll have a think. I do have a little container here. Again, container with all sorts of bits and pieces. Nope. Nope. This is where I've been playing and just, yep, I'll pull some of those in. I've got some old earrings here. I'm not averse to that, actually. Let's just have a look. Let's just have a look. So I want my pliers. Like that. And I like it that way up. Which has then just covered that. Yes, I know. But it does give a little bit different, doesn't it? Then I might tie. Here we go. Where are we looking? God. Some of these. Let's have a look. See, and this is how I then fiddle around and do nothing. So, I'll just tie this. Wonder if I can tie a bow in that. Probably not. It's very hot here today. How's your fingers? Well, that's not working. Could glue a bow. What do you reckon? How about we just get a longer piece in the first place? That didn't work. Well, it's on there now. Right. Let's go for something slightly larger. And let's go for something that we might actually have some colour of. In beside me, they're too dark, they're too heavy. They're too heavy. When in doubt, tie your bow first and then just stick it to it. How's that? Because then you can arrange it to whatever size you want. This one does have some slubs, but it's what makes it nice, as far as I'm concerned. And then I can just stick that over that, doesn't it? Can't I? Make him a little bit smaller. Right. I'm going to trim him off once I've got him on there. And I'm actually going to use this, my fabric glue, to fill that area in. Oh, so what? Sorry. All right. See, it's coming out. Oh, it's so hot. Right, we'll go that way. Fill that bit in. Put my little bow on there. And I wonder why I get glue all over my hands. There we go. So we've covered up the fact that that was an earring to start with. Can't do anything because my hands are so hot, sorry. Sit you on there. I'm going to use this glue again so that I can actually, right, because I reckon that I'm going to need something heavyweight to adhere that on. Oh, glue's going everywhere, glue's going everywhere, glue's going everywhere. All right. Yuck. Once it's all dried and it's on there, then I can trim up and do all my bits that I want to do with it. How's that? I've got glue everywhere, how's that? There. That's from my scraps that were sitting here. Literally. an old earring sitting there. That's the only thing I had to get out of my drawer. And, of course, my cheesecloth, which came out of the scrap drawer anyway. Put those ones away. Right, tag number 1. Let's see if we can do another one. So, very quickly, because we've now been 30 minutes. I'm doing well, but I'm not using the stopwatch anymore. Have just finished off my cold coffee. Move that one away, and we'll pull out this other one. So, do we do a bigger one this time? Let's have a look. Let's get that fabric bit out, and we'll use all those. But I want to show you another one. This is not a paid promotion. As I said, I love my dies, I love my tags, and all of this. I came across this. It's called a punch bunch. I don't know, you girls may have all seen it before. I hadn't. What it does is it rounds corners. It takes the corner off for my tags. It gives me my tag, long tag hole here, or it gives a standard circle there. So if I go in with this and sit it in with its corners, if I go straight, right, so that it's sitting right in there, push it down, turn it over that way, sitting it down, right, so it gives you that. If I go this way, gives me my round. So I use my corner rounder all the time for journal cards. So it'll give me my rounded corners as well. Let's say I want a narrower tag, because this is not my size. So I'm going to sit this in here again. I'll just trim that back to about, I don't know, 2 1/4, 2 1/2. Let's go 2 1/2. So I need to do this side again, don't I? Okay. And I'm going there. Right, like that. So now let's go in here. I want this end. It's got little areas, little doobies in here. If I slot that in so that we're even, and I know it's hard for you guys to see, but I've got it even there and there. This stays on my desk these days. I love it. Absolutely love it. Now, I got that from my local store, Create on Almond in Geelong. She has a website, whether she's got more of them or not. So it's Create on Almond, ORMOND. But yeah, I don't know what brand it is or anything else. It's just called a punch bunch. Love it. So for me, I need to round that corner. For me, it works a treat. So I've rounded that corner. Now we're around this one, so that I've got rounded corners and I've got all that. This has got a mark on it, so this is the side I'm going to cover, okay? Technically, this should be put in last, this bit. You can cover all your tag and then do all those, but we'll see how we go putting it back in later on. But I just want to show you how this works. So I'm going back into these. And I'm going to trim this off. I'm going to use a bit of a photo there. Up here like that. I don't mind that it's not straight. So that's going to go there. Line shot. Yep, come back down, Kylie. Lovely. That fits there beautifully. I actually like the colours on that. So let's just hang on a moment. And I want some of this. I'm liking that. Like so. So this one's going to be completely different. Because again, that's going to have that edge cut off again, remember, anyway. All right, so let's just start to stick this down, and I'm not going to need more than that, am I? And I'm just going to stick that straight there, and it should fit. So you don't really need to think that much when you're working with your scraps. For the most part, if you work with your scraps straight after doing a project, you know they're all going to match in anyway, because they're the things that you've used on your latest project, and your latest project had everything that you were, your colour schemes that you like and all the rest. So, all right. So that's that one. And I'm going to trim that bit as I go so that I can see where those edges actually are. Right. Now I want a little bit of that one. And I want a little bit of that one. Should be about to there. Trying to find, no, it was that way, wasn't it? No, because I like that colour. Slightly different. It's where it's been tea dyed, I'd say, with this one. So it's got a slightly darker colour, one side compared to the other. And you'll notice this time, I'm actually gluing my scraps, whereas last time I glued my tag. Because that's me, and there is no rhyme or reason. Okay, I just do what works at the time. All right, so I've checked to see if that'll fit. That's that one. So how many scraps have I got through? I'd say not many. That one. And then that one's going to go in there. Feeling to see if it's still clean. And you're going to go down that one. So I know I've got a straight edge to run that down this time. Just want to take you further up because I like the bottom more than the top. Like that. And you can see why this gets so filthy, because I do things like this. Alright, down that way. And if you watched last weekend's video, I kept saying I had to clean these. Look, haven't done them. And no, it's not the same day of filming. We've had, I don't know, 4 or 5 days between. So, I have no excuse. No excuse whatsoever. Ah, that's what I wanted up there. I wanted that little bit, which I've lost. There it is. So maybe it can go out now on your cars. I like that little bit. I love my old newspapers. Alright, I'm still going to use it because I liked it. Hang on a moment. I just need to get that bit that way. Right. And in here, I used to be so thin, I know that's not a word, but you know what I mean, about covering up something that I'd already put there. I was very one-dimensional. for so long with card making and things like that, I'd put something down because I liked that something and I could never cover it back up. But if junk journaling has taught me anything, I can just keep layering. And I just keep layering and sitting things over, and it gives you a different look each time. So that's a bit different, isn't it? We had a longer one of those. Here it is. And I like it that way. So, very carefully, and make that straight. Like so. So very carefully, we're going to make this bit straight because I still want my tag hole in the top. So I'm going to put that down now. I still want a little bit off there, so I'm just going to chop him where we need him to be. I'm going to chop him a little bit larger. Give it the same edging on the top as what I've given it on the bottom. And then at the moment, it's a little bit too white for me. So, I don't know whether there's anything on that. That's my antique linen. Not much. I'm just going to tone it down. Take a little bit of white off it. And now I'm going in with my brushed corduroy, which will just bring it back. Yeah, that's a better colour choice, Kylie. Right. And I'm going, I'll go that way. Like so. Again, I'll just trim around those ones. Yes, I know I could put it straight back in that punch thingy, but that's all right. Oh. So now I'm going to punch this bit back in as best I can. As I said before, I should have done it in the first before. So if I line that up so that we're dead smack even again. Everybody got your fingers crossed? Ready? Oh, see, how hard was that? Look at that. Look at that. So thinking I'd like something up here. I like this tag. Get rid of that. I want, again, I've got this as a focal point, but I'd like something else as a focal point. So this one, yes, we got our focal point. We got a couple in the end. But this one still, I think, needs something. There's no words on that. So let's just have a look in our bits. Birdies are not going to work on it, Kylie. Put the birdies away. Put all the birdies away. There's that butterfly again. More butterflies. Oh, here we go. A power for good in the home. Get your lightweight iron here, now. But no, let's not. All right, let's have a look and see what's in this little packet. And this is where I've, been going to craft days, and I'll just grab a packet of bits and pieces, and then I don't have to think. And if I've run out of stuff to do, I will just grab these bits out and play and come up with journal cards and stuff like that. But at this stage, old photographs in albums, love letters, old feelings that new ones can't replace. See, like that, more precious, day by day. That would work. Or fond memories. Let's just do those. Surprising where you can find words. Because I don't want to pull out the stamps as much as I want to. And I don't want to pull out my actual ephemera where I've got words already done and stamped and cut out and everything else. Because I want this to be just with my scraps. With a few tools that I've used. So some punches, etc. But that's it. So let's have a look at this. This needs to be straightened. Thinking. Let's have a look at that. Am I in shot? Yep. That's looking, let's have a look at that. That goes there, that goes there. It is straight. Precious day by, more precious day by day. Fond memories of things we used to do. I actually like that. So let's just get rid of the other one. I've got one eye crossed again here so that I can see where I'm actually going. And I'm going to trim off that bit because that P tends to stick down a little bit. And then I want that one. That's straight. Right. Sit you there. So we want fond memories of things we used to do. Now, as it is like that, it's not going to fit unless I want to sit it out. So what I'm going to do is fond memories. Try and do that straight because they never are. And I'm going to highlight around that just very lightly, but right on the edge, just so that it'll stand out. Same with this piece. And then I'm actually going to use my white liquid glue for these, just so I don't get too much glue everywhere. All right, let's do a trial run of where we actually want these guys to go. Fond memories of things we used to do. How's that? Look at that, no lace, no cheesecloth. As much as I want to put some more cheesecloth under that. I actually like that tag. I put that punch back away. I'm quite happy with that tag. Put those scissors away, put those scissors away. Make a little bit of space now and see if I can find what I just did with my tweezers. So, it's all right. They're sitting just there. They were sitting just there. So turn that one over. Get out this one again. Mind you, oh, that's a bit sad, isn't it? Do I like it in black or do I like it in white? Was it in the black? No, not on that piece that we've got. There it is. Memories of things we want to do, but I don't have the other bit, so that solved that problem. So a little bit down there. And I'm going to sit you up there. And then this one, just on the edge. Like so. Are they straight? I can't see from here. Fairly straight. That's pretty good. So, technically, we're finished, almost. I want to put something on there. But we went to the scrap lace drawer, scrap fabric drawer. What I do have over there is a scrap ribbon container. So bear with me. You'll hear my chair creak and moan and groan. And over here, I'll grab that. So in this little container, move that one back out of the way, I've got bits of ribbon, bits of tulle, bits of just bitsa. So I love my seam binding. Don't like that colour with it. What about the gold? Gold's quite nice. Don't want the green. The sea looks quite nice. Let's just chuck it out, see what we've got at the bottom. That one's a bit different. Nope. As I say no, I put them back in. How's that? Look, I've got cheesecloth there too that shouldn't be in there. Eyelash trim, no. No, and no. They're a simple no. Black would look nice if I had a grungy album going, but I don't. Let's move those laces out of the way, and that one. Tulle, no. Fabric is too similar to the cheesecloth that I used a while ago. I'm not doing Christmas. I'm not doing pink. I don't even know why the pink's in there because I don't do pink. Gold, no. So much lace. The white, I think I need to dye. Said I'm not doing pink. The bright blue I quite like. So our choices at the moment are down to, we'll get rid of that one. Don't want those. Don't want those. Do want that out, and I do want that out. Right. Oh, see, I've got glue on my hands. I got glue on my hands, and everything is sticking to me. All right. So we're down to, move you over, move you over, move you over. Here's my tag. Tell me which colour. Black I like. The blue I like. It would tone it back in with the journal I'm working on at the moment that has hints of blues. There's a smaller piece of blue. So they're the blues. Mauve, no. I've got a rose. Little bit of rose. That softens it back down again. There's that green. Go that size. The gold, I said, I'm off the gold now. And that lighter tan I found didn't work either. The other one was that. Right, so they're my options as far as I'm concerned. I don't want the lavender. Right, these ones are my options. That one, if I want to tone it down, scrunch it up. Oh, scrunch it up like that looks nice too. That one. Like that. I think the green's boring now that I've looked at the other ones. I'm liking that. Could always do the two of them, couldn't I? We do it with the black. Let's just have a look at it with the black. Let's do the two. Oh, that's so much glue on my hands. Let's just fold them. Or do I have that with the black tied round it? Bear with me. Right, that one. See, I used black a minute ago, though, to tie round, didn't I? This is where you need a third pair of hands. Keep pulling it as you go. Hold that one up there out of the way. Black could have been a little bit larger, but I'm not pulling out the rest of the roll because I want to use up the scraps. Okay. See, I've gone quiet, sorry. I'm concentrating. Now I'm liking that better. I'm just going to keep tying this around itself and around itself and around itself until I come up with something that I like. Like that. Yep. Happier with that. So let's just push you down. I want to be able to see those though. And if I keep scrunching that. Right. There we go. I did use the black. Look at that. 2 tags. Just out of the little bits that were on my desk. Nothing else. Okay. I hope you've enjoyed these tags. I hope you go back now and look at your desk. Look at your little packets of scraps. Look at everything that's sitting there. And start getting some tags done. Put them aside. Ready for your journals. Your journals are done. You can pull out your tags and just fill up your journals. Hope you've enjoyed this. We'll do it again one day. Thanks, guys. Bye.